Hi all, how are we? This is take two, so I just tried to record something really quickly and my camera decided to cut it in half, which meant I couldn't mash it together properly because it was just being very strange. So we're going to go for take two and hopefully it's working this time, and if anything this just enhances my argument that I need to get something new to film on, which I am working on, I promise. How are we all? Are we okay? I hope so. I just wanted to give a quick sort of update as to what's been going on, because we're halfway through January. Where has that time gone? And quite frankly, a lot's been going on. So last weekend was launch of the new website, that is Romsey in World War One, WW1 as in the number one, .wordpress.com. I will link it in the description below. Check it out for me. Let me know your ideas, your views, if I can help you, get in touch. We also launched all of the community events, which, if I'm honest, I'm very disappointed with some people. So we've had a lot of really positive feedback, really excited about the project taking this turn, really want to get involved, and every opportunity we've given them so far, nobody has turned up. And I'm getting a bit frustrated because there's lots of people sat on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to sit on, and then actually when they're have to get off their backside and come and do something, they never do. So this is just a little plea. Please don't do that, because it's really frustrating for those that are organising events, and these are events for the whole community. Hopefully we'll get a really good turnout when we come to the show itself, and I'll be able to record some of it and upload it. That'll be really good and positive. I'm just a little bit frustrated at the minute because the point of some of the meetings I've had is to commit to arrange a committee, which then means I can kind of hand the events organising over to the people that are good at it. And I can carry on and focus on the research, which I'm not going to be, I'm not going to sit here and lie about. It's been neglected a little bit because my attention seems to be here, there and everywhere at the minute. And I'm also very conscious that we've only got 6-7 months left of the project, and this has got to be my launch pad for myself, my business, and me moving my career into what I want to do and not sat behind a desk, which, for some people absolutely fine, but I want more than that now. This has given me that little taste of what I could do. So where are we at with all of that then? Well, we have variety show in 4 weeks time. Yes people, 4 weeks time, not quite sure where that time's gone. And we're just pulling some ideas together. So we've got the date set, we've got the venue, I'm just trying to get my hands on a stage, and we've got a few people now coming up with ideas we thought they want to take part in, and we've got people doing the food and that for me, so that's fine. I don't really need to worry about that, my mum's looking over after that. Then we've got Summer Fate, which is causing a few more headaches than anticipated, but I think me and mum have come to the decision that if people don't show the interest, then we may just put cancelled due to lack of interest, because quite frankly that's the point we're at. Then we've got the France trip, again really disappointed, because I have on my list like 18 people that want to come. 6 of them have confirmed, the others are still umming and ahhing. Well, I need your confirmation because I need to book hotels, transport, coaches, ferries, the lot. And I need your deposit as well now, because unfortunately I've had the email through today that says, if we don't get the numbers we may have to cancel, and I think that would be the biggest shame of all of this, because I really want to take some of these people over to France that have shown the interest, and because some people can't decide or make their minds up, they can't come. I know there's a lot going on, and I know it's a lot of money, but just be honest with us if you can or can't come. That's all I'm asking for. But we'll send out the email with all the information where they can send their deposits and see what happens. I think that's all we can do. And then of course it's the final exhibition, the big, I don't know, everything goes on display. Well, everything goes on display if you've done the research and yeah. So that's what I'm trying to work hard on at the minute. It's just a balancing act between being that front person on a huge project like this, and actually being able to sit down and do the work, which is why I took the project on, and at the minute I feel like I'm neglecting it a little bit. So yeah, mum's stepping up and taking on some of the challenge for me, and I'm so grateful for her and my dad for doing that. It means a lot, because I think they realise how much the project means to me and what it could do for me. So yeah, that's exciting. Outside of the project, but slightly related to VR stuff, so I just chased up the company that I was talking to from America, and they're still really interested, they still want to help, so they're just trying to find me a developer at the minute, and it comes down to costing at the end of the day. Now, I want to share some information on this company because they are phenomenal. So the company is called Story Up, and I will link them below. And I'm aware that this may mean that my videos then start getting put up on YouTube quite differently, but I think I'm ready for that, and I'd quite like to just go out there and show off what we can do, and this project to some degree, this town. So the company is called Story Up, and they specialise on taking that story and making it something. So I've spoken before about the Washington Memorial piece that they've done, and that was focused on veterans that just couldn't make it to those memorials due to ill health, age, all sorts of reasons, and they would transport them, but they work on a much bigger scale, and I'm not quite sure I realised this until I saw their video up on YouTube today, which sort of showed them working in hospitals and schools. So for those that sort of have to sit there suffering from diseases such as cancer and things like that, where they're sat there for hours doing chemo and things, by putting one of those headsets on them, you can transport them to places that they really want to go, memories that they want to reenact, and it becomes a much better atmosphere for them. And I think that is so commendable. You know, hands up, you know, who wants to be sat in a hospital thinking the worst things? Well, if we can distract you by taking you to a beach, to a beautiful beach, why can't we? And America have the grasp on this so well at the minute, and I just want to bring it to Britain, to be used in this different way. We're seeing it for one reason, but there are so many different ways that we could be using it. So we have gone out to Google, we have gone out to BBC, and I guess it's a wait and see now. She's asked me for some breakdowns of what I want to make, and unfortunately my budget, which causes the biggest dilemma because I don't have an awful lot to invest in it, but I will find what I can. But the other thing is, I don't know how much it costs to make VR. To me, you take a 360 camera into the middle of a field, but it's the stitching together of the audio and everything else. That's what takes the time, that's what costs the money, and I know that. So, you know, fingers crossed, and I will keep you all updated. And I've spoken to somebody else this week, a guy called John, who works on a project called Relics of Warfare. It was Relics of War, it's now Relics of Warfare, and he's just about to launch his website today. So as soon as I find that out, I'll link that below. And I just wanted to go out to this guy because I wanted to say thank you for giving me the courage to keep going on what I'm doing. He's a couple of years ahead of where I am at the moment, I would say, in that he's doing podcasts, he's signed a contract to present in America, and he's got that following so far. So I am kind of taking a leaf out of his book and just putting myself out there a little bit more. I think you need to, but you have to have a thick shell to be able to do that. And I sent out an email to him just to say thank you, and tell him what I do, because he is, by training he's an archaeologist, but he's now branching into war history, so I just said to him that I'd love to work with you in the future. You know, self-plug, I'm not going to do that, you know, I'm not going to not do that, but really it was a thank you, and his reply was quite quick back to me to say, wow, those words mean a lot, and they really do mean a lot, and that's when he told me about his contract that he'd signed for America, which was brilliant news, pushed me on a little bit more, and he said that he'd be interested in collaborating with me on the genealogical and war record side. That's the bit that lets him down, and I find that a lot because the other company I work with, Single Step Tours, he is a teacher by trade, and he doesn't necessarily have that research skill, whereas I'm a researcher. So if we can all collab together, that would be phenomenal, and he wants to start doing battlefield tours, and I'd love to work with him and make them a bit more personal for the people that he's taken. I sent him an email back, said I'd love to work with him. Today he's working on launching everything, and he's got a podcast coming out, so he's super busy, but hopefully we can get some work on that one there. And things will go in the right direction. There's a couple of other positions out there at the minute that within the history field and the Heritage Lottery grant field as well that I'd love to become part of, so let's fingers crossed for that one there. And then in my personal life, I guess, because you know I have been talking about that, I think I've taken quite a big leap this week in understanding that there are friends that you have which actually, are they really true friends or are they just acquaintances, and friends that you can rely on through thick and thin, but there is an in-between as well. So I have very good friends that I work with who, you know, they do care and they do worry, but at the end of the day they go home to their family, their kids, their other friends that they have a much better, stronger relationship with, and they don't think about me, and that's fine, that's absolutely fine. I was taking it too personally. You have these other friends who you're so similar with, your situations are similar with, and they need you just as much as you need them, but you don't see it like that when you're in this very dark, clouded place, which I was at. But you know, I went out this week and had a really good conversation with one of those friends, and I think we began to realise how much actually neither of us would, I don't know, we were both being just as stubborn as others. And then there's other people who have so much going on that they put this act on very much like I was doing, and they don't want to be seen as weak, and actually I can see it in their eyes that they are hurting and they're not willing to open up, and that'll be that because they're worried about putting more stress on me. I don't know. That's a conversation I am gonna go and have this week because I feel ready to have that conversation, because he was a very, very good friend and I don't want him to sit there and be by himself when he doesn't need to be. So massive milestones this week for me. On the boyfriend front, very, very frustrated. So he turned up at the workshop last weekend, which was brilliant. I really appreciated it. I really appreciate the support. I then went back to his after lunch, and I walked in to find a £1,000 computer sat on his desk. I was pissed. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that I wasn't. I was fucking pissed because he owes a lot of people a lot of money, and he thought he deserved a treat. A treat for what? Not getting off your backside for 9 months? I don't know. Where I have worked my arse off, I bought him a holiday, I still gave him birthday presents and Christmas presents and made sure he had food in his flat. And you know that when you're in those situations you should give up on some things. Well, he didn't. And that just really frustrates me. And then I went, and he said, oh, but it's a funny story because I paid for it on the 27th of December, and the money came out and went into pending. The computer turned up, and on the same day the computer turned up, the money was released. Well, it's been Christmas, they obviously didn't take it quite in time. So he moved it into a savings account thinking he was getting away with not paying for a £1,000 computer, gaming computer. And then on the Sunday, I found out yesterday, on the Sunday he woke up and he was £1,000 overdrawn because they'd taken the money. Of course they're going to take the money. They delivered you a £1,000 computer. They're not just going to allow you to keep it. It doesn't work like that. And then I said to him, have you got any food in? This was yesterday. No. So Muggins here had to buy dinner again. And I don't mind it, and I know I sound really fucking petty. I don't mind it once. And twice I can get away with, but 3-4 times down the line, when you're paying 25 quid a week on food that actually if you'd have stayed at home and you could have got work done and you'd have got food, it pisses me off, especially when he owes me that much money and he thinks he deserves a treat. Now that money that he owes me could be the difference between me signing my VR project and not. It could mean the difference between me setting my company to success and having to stay in this life. And I don't want that. I don't want to sit here and have to live this so busy, so hectic life anymore. I don't see why I should when I have worked so hard for it and someone else is sat on his backside and just taking the money. It so frustrates me, and I don't really know what to do anymore. So yeah, I guess I needed to figure that one out pretty quick. When I was around there yesterday and he just sat on the computer for the first hour I was there and thought that was fine, I have better things to do with my time right now. I really honestly do. And actually that money for me right now would be enough to invest in my equipment. So I said at the end of last year that I was going to consider my situation on YouTube, and I've really enjoyed doing these videos. And I don't know what I want to get out of them. I still don't quite understand that bit, but I'm processing it through in my head. But I know I want to record some of these bigger events that are going to happen this year, and to have that, to be able to do that, I need the better equipment. Now I have this is my Samsung. No, it's not. This is my Sony camcorder, and it's okay. You know, we can get by with it. I also have a Nikon Coolpix, which isn't recording quite how I thought it would, so I need to just spend a little bit of time playing with it and seeing if I can get that to work, and maybe that will be the biggest thing, but that's quite big and bulky. So I want to get a little handheld camera that I can take out when I go to these open days, to these launch events, especially out to France. My ultimate dream would be a Samsung NX, but they're very difficult to get your hands on. But you know, £500, if I had that £500 to invest, it would make life a lot easier, because my money is split so just all over the place at the minute. It's very difficult, and I'm not quite sure he gets that. But then when he doesn't have his goals or his aspirations quite like as high as mine, I'm not sure he will. So I am working on the equipment basis still, and I promise you I will get it better. I'm hoping this is recorded in one piece, because it makes my life so much easier. I don't have to knit them together, and when the end and the beginning before just is overlapping, it's a nightmare. I need to get some experience working on that, but it is what it is, and I will do my best to make it work. By adding those links below, I will probably start putting this out there and advertising it maybe a little bit more. I say a little bit more, I've not done it. And maybe it means that we take some of the other videos off so that they don't see them right at the beginning, but we can turn them to private, it's fine. They will stay between you and me. But I really think that this year, being all community based, I want to show them like the hard work and the graft that goes into this project, because I don't think people quite understand how much of my time and my parents' time go into setting these events up. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there because I've still got research to do and I need to upload this, and also I need to sort my hair out. I'm not quite sure what's happening. So up here is bright purple and down below is just a bit meh, so I need to sort that out. And I also need to have a bit of an early night. I'm getting back into the gym now. I've got 3 months till I go on my cruise, so I'm really working hard on all aspects to make sure that, you know, that time that I have out there with my mate is just time for us. There will inevitably be work that I have to take, but I want to take it as minimal work as possible, just because I'm going on holiday. I don't want to be working whilst on holiday, but I do want to vlog it. I really desperately want to vlog it. So I'm going to leave it there so I can crack on with some work. I hope you're all well. I'm going to link to my website below, the project website below, Story Up, their YouTube page. I will link to them below as well, and when John gets his Relics of Warfare website up, I will link that below as well, because please go check him out. He's brilliant. I say he's got podcasts going as well, and he's on Instagram. Follow him on there. He's absolutely brilliant, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get to work with him soon. I'm going to leave it there. I've just got so much to do and a lot of thinking to do as well, so I'm going to make some bigger business plans, I think, just so I know where I'm going with life. So I think I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you all again hopefully next week. Mwah!